Good morning, guys. Science Bellwork Week 4, Day 5, last day for Bellwork for the week. I will be collecting Bellwork today, so make sure once you're completed with this Bellwork that you have all 5 days in the same note, and you submit that note to Science Bellwork Week 4. This is kind of the review day, so I will go through Part A and Part B. Part A wants us to use the words in the word bank to complete the paragraph. So we have new substances created through a blank have properties that are different from the starting materials. If we remember that and we look at the 7 words in the word bank, the word that fits that spot the best would be chemical reaction. Because remember, a chemical reaction is where new substances are created through a reaction that have properties that are different from the starting material. So a chemical reaction creates new substances. And one example of this is rust, and the reaction that creates rust, iron and oxygen are the blank, and a blank called iron oxide is the blank. So this was that second or third day, so iron and oxygen would be the reactants. A blank called iron oxide. Iron oxide, remember if it's requiring iron and oxygen, that is a compound, two things. And that is, iron oxide would be the product of the combination of iron and oxygen. During the reaction, electrons move from the metal atoms to the oxygen atoms. When the metal atoms lose electrons, they are blank. So we have either oxidized, reduced, or corrosion. Remember when metals lose electrons, this is from the other day, they go through a process called oxidization, so they are oxidized. When they're exposed to like moisture or oxygen, that is what happens. When the oxygen atoms gain electrons, they are reduced. The result of this process is the blank of metal, process of elimination. Last one we have is corrosion. So corrosion is the result of oxygen atoms gaining electrons, and when metal loses electrons, that process ends up with corrosion. Part B, we're just stating if the statement is true or false. One way to keep metal from rusting is to paint it. We know that that is true. Exposure to air and water can cause iron to break down. Well, that's when it becomes oxidized, so that is also true. Electrons can't be shared or moved between atoms. We know that's false because it talks about when the metal atoms lose electrons, they are oxidized. When the oxygen atoms gain electrons, so they can be shared. So that is false. Rust is created by the oxidization of iron. We should know that that is true. Antioxidants cause food to spoil faster. Remember, antioxidants, that allows foods to not oxidize as quickly because it keeps them from losing electrons, so that would be false. There you have it. Science Bellwork, Week 4, Day 5. Hope you guys made your corrections. If you need to, make sure you turn your Bellwork in for this week, and have a good day.